Today we'll learn how to crochet these tulip slippers. Take out the sole and remove the insole. There's a loop of sewing thread on the sole. Take out the chenille yarn, leave a gap of 3 or 4 fingers at the toe. Insert the crochet hook into the loop, pull the yarn out, and crochet a chain stitch. Then crochet a single crochet stitch in the next loop, hiding the yarn end in the stitch. Crochet a single crochet in each loop until you finish the round. After finishing the last stitch, slip stitch into the first stitch. Then stretch the yarn, pass the sole through the loop, and tighten the yarn. Tuck the insole into the sole, like this. Find the stitch in the middle of the toe. Count 3 stitches to the left and mark the 4th stitch. Count 2 stitches to the right, including the middle stitch, which is 3 stitches. Mark the 4th stitch. There are the 8 stitches in the center of the toe. Note that the 2 markers on the left and right must be aligned. If they are crooked, you need to adjust the 2 markers to ensure that the crocheted pattern is straight. Insert the crochet hook into the marker stitch. Pull out the yarn. Crochet a chain stitch. Wrap the yarn around the hook. Insert the hook into the next stitch. Wrap the yarn around again, pull the yarn through, aligning it with the previous chain stitch, and then wrap the yarn through the 3 loops on the hook. This is a half double crochet. Then, crochet another half double crochet in the same stitch. Two half double crochet from a petal. Continue crocheting 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. Continue crocheting 2 half double crochets in each stitch. The first row has 6 petals. Insert the hook into the marker stitch and crochet a single crochet. Put a marker. The second row begins from the stitch next to the previous row. Pull the yarn to this side, leaving a length consistent with the height of the previous row. Then pull the yarn out. 1 chain stitch. Wrap the yarn around the hook. Insert hook between the petal and the chain stitch in the previous row. Crochet to half double crochet stitches. While crocheting, hide the yarn pulled over in the stitches. This completes 1 petal. Wrap the yarn around the hook and continue crocheting 1 petal by inserting the hook between the next 2 petals. Continue like this, crocheting petals between the petals until the end of this row. The last petal of this row is located between the last petal of the previous row and the final single crochet stitch. For the final half double crochet stitch, when there are 3 loops on the hook, insert the hook into the marker stitch. Now there are 4 loops on the hook. Wrap the hook and put it out. Crochet 1 single crochet stitch in the next stitch. Put a marker. The second row is complete. The third row begins from the stitch next to the previous row. Pull the yarn over to this side, leaving the same length as the previous row, and pull it out. 1 chain stitch. Wrap the yarn around the hook, and still between the previous row of chain stitch and the petal, crochet to half double crochet stitches to form a petal. Then, following the same crochet method as the previous row, crochet petals between each petal until the end of this row. Hide the yarn pulled over in the stitches. The last petal of this row is located between the last petal of the previous row and the final single crochet stitch. For the final half double crochet stitch, when there are 3 loops on the hook, insert the hook into the marker stitch. Now there are 4 loops on the hook. Wrap the yarn around the hook and pull it out. Crochet 1 single crochet stitch in the next stitch. Put a marker. The third row is complete. The fourth row is crocheted in the same way as the third row, starting from the stitches next to the previous row. If the pulled yarn is too taut, you can pull it outwards to loosen it. Before crocheting the last single crochet, make sure the starting and ending stitches on both sides of the shoe are aligned. If they are not aligned, skip 1 stitch to ensure the shoe upper is straight. Skip 1 stitch to begin the 5th row. One chain stitch. Again stating between the chain stitch and petals of the previous row to crochet petals. Continue crocheting petals between each petal until the end. The last petal is crocheted between the last petal of the previous row and the final single crochet. For the second half double crochet. When there are 3 loops on the hook, insert the hook into the marker stitch. There are 4 loops on the hook. Wrap the yarn around the hook once and pull it out. Find the stitch that aligns with the other side of the shoe. Here I need to skip 1 stitch to align. Then insert the hook and crochet 1 single crochet. After confirming that the left and right stitches are aligned, put a marker. Skip 1 stitch next to the 5th row and begin crocheting the 6th row. 1 chain stitch. The 6th row is crocheted in the same way as the 5th row. Finally, find the stitch that aligns with the other side. This time, I don't need to skip one stitch. Just crochet one single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, the 6th row is complete. The 7th row begins from the stitch next to the previous row. Since there was a skipped stitch in the previous row, there will be an empty space here. So I pick up the inside half of the stitch of the sole stitch and crochet a half double crochet. This will prevent an empty space. Continue crocheting petals between the petals until the end. Find the stitch that aligns with the other side and crochet a single crochet. Take out the green yarn and crochet the tulip leaves. Skip one stitch to begin. Wrap the yarn around and pull it out. Then crochet a chain stitch. Wrap the yarn around the hook between the previous row of chain stitch and the petal. Crochet a half double crochet. While crocheting, hide the yarn ends in the stitches. One chain stitch. Then, crochet another half double crochet in the same stitch. This will form a leaf. Wrap the yarn around the hook. Skip to petals. Insert the hook. Crochet a half double crochet. One chain stitch. And another half double crochet in the same stitch. Skip to petals. Crochet a half double crochet and a chain stitch and a half double crochet in the same stitch to form a leaf. Crochet using this method until the last leaf. Between the previous row of petal and the final single crochet, insert the hook and crochet the last leaf. Pull the yarn taut. Insert the hook into the marker stitch and crochet a single crochet. Now, find the stitch that aligns with the other side. You see, I need to skip one stitch. One single crochet. The left and right side are aligned. Take out the pink yarn, starting from the next stitch. One chain stitch. Wrap the yarn around the hook. Insert the hook into the hole in the middle of the leaf. Crochet 5 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. Hide the pink yarn end in the stitches. After crocheting 5 double crochets, insert the hook into the stitch of the first double crochet. Hook the loop through the stitch of the first double crochet and pull the loop out. This will form a flower. 2 chain stitches. Insert the hook into the hole in the center of the next leaf. Crochet 5 double crochet stitches. Insert the hook into the stitch of the first double crochet stitch. Hook the loop through the first double crochet stitch and pull the loop out. 2 chain stitches. Continue crocheting a flower in the center of each leaf until the last flower is completed. After completing the last flower, only one chain stitch. Find the stitch that aligns with the other side. One single crochet. Cut the yarn. Thread the yarn in through the loop and pull taut. There are a total of 7 flowers. Skip one stitch. Insert the hook. Pull out the purple yarn. One chain stitch. Wrap the yarn around the hook and insert it between the chain stitch and the flower. Crochet to half double crochet in the same stitch. Next, 4 half double crochet stitches between the 2 flowers. Four half double crochet stitches between each flower until the last flower. Finally, insert the hook between the flower and the single crochet stitch. Crochet to half double crochet stitches in the same stitch. Find the stitch aligned with the other side. One single crochet stitch. Put a marker. Tuck the green and pink yarn ends into the stitch. Insert the hook into the adjacent stitch. One chain stitch. 2 half double crochet between the chain stitch and the petal. While crocheting the second half double crochet, I picked up half a stitch from the inside of the sole stitch to crochet a half double crochet. This prevents a hole from appearing. Then, crochet 2 half crochet stitches every other 2 stitches. Finally, when the hook has 3 loops, insert the hook into the marker stitch, yarn over hook, and pull the yarn through 4 loops at once. Find the stitch aligned with the other side. Crochet 1 single crochet stitch. For the last row, insert the hook into the adjacent stitch. One chain stitch. Crochet a single crochet stitch in each stitch of this row until the row is finished. Finally, insert the hook into the marker stitch. Yarn over the hook, and pull the yarn through at once. Slip stitch in the next stitch. Thread the yarn through the loop, and pull it out to tighten. Tuck the yarn end into the stitches. Okay. The left and right shoes are crocheted using the same method. Looking forward to your work.